Hi, I wanted to do a short video today about baby-led weaning. Now this is something that I just discovered with number 7. I'd actually kind of looked into it with baby number 6 with Lana, but she was a choker. She would just gag and choke all the time and I was just too nervous. So with Kelly, I really decided to take the plunge because I had a friend at church, Julia, who was doing it with her son, and I noticed that he was so able to eat everything. It was so easy for her. So we would have fellowships, he was eating pizza, he was eating all sorts of foods, and I was like, that would be so much easier than lugging your own baby food. And I don't know if many of you saw this news story just recently that 95% of baby food was found laced with toxic metals. So, you know, all around it's just easier to do baby-led weaning. So I just kind of wanted to go over some of the basics of baby-led weaning and kind of how I do it, some of the guidelines, and then also show you some video of Kelly. First things that you need to do is make sure that they're able to sit independently, and usually for most babies this is right around 6 months, but for some it might be later than that. It might be closer to 7. Kelly was pretty much sitting independently by months, right around there, and I pretty much went full time into this about a month and a half ago, I'm thinking. So before that, I had tried a lot of the baby foods. I tried the purees, and she never really got into. Now, from day one with the baby-led weaning, she has been all about food. And I'm going to show you a list of some of the foods that she eats. And she pretty much eats everything now. But I don't think we found one food that she doesn't like. Okay, so here's a bunch of the food she's had. I know I'm forgetting some, but in fact, I don't even see toast on there. She loves toast. But here's just a bunch of them. I think I have some repeats. But
she had noodles too.
Yeah, she loves pasta.
Yeah, she ate spaghetti yesterday.
Spaghetti. Well, spaghetti's on there, right there. But as you can see, she pretty much just eats whatever we eat, which is the beauty of this, because I don't have to be giving her baby food, which of course everyone knows. They just did that study with there being toxic chemicals in baby food. So she's just eating whatever food we eat. Fruits, veggies. She loves sliced up lunch meat with shredded cheese. She pretty much just eats everything. And you can hear her in the background because she's eating her moo tube. Let's see. What are you doing? You're screaming. Oh, you like your moo tube? Are you mad because you can't get any more out?
She ate all of it, so
it's all gone.
She's really ticked at
She would eat 3 yogurt tubes if we let her. She absolutely loves it. She's becoming quite the foodie.
She can eat all the moo tubes out.
She loves food. So number 1, you need to make sure that they can sit independently. Number 2, you need to make sure that you let them feed themselves. They're trying to figure out bite sizes and things, and if you chop them up into tiny little pieces, that's kind of defeating the purpose, because then you're deciding how big of a bite. So when you give them, the guideline is finger length slices of food. When you slice it up and you give them those, then they're kind of gumming it, taking little bites, and they're figuring out how much they can handle. You'll notice in some of the video later, Kelly, whenever she gets too big of a bite, she'll actually spit some of it out. That's all part of learning. Now, sometimes with real messy foods, when we're out and about and I don't have an extra change of clothes, I will just hold it up to her and let her bite, you know, take a bite. But even then, she's determining, I just had something fall down over there. She's determining how big of a bite that she is taking. So they're learning how big of a bite they can handle, things like that. Now, you need to remember too, number 3, there will be a lot of gagging. And this is so scary. And it's so scary for me. I even still get nervous. I'm always like watching her like a hawk. So make sure you have them sitting in a high chair, very secure spot. You don't want them crawling around, you know, taking bites of food while they're crawling around and eating, things like that. You want them to sit in a secure spot. So we always have her in her high chair when she's eating at home. And that way, and I'm always there right with her when she's eating. Have a little glass of water nearby, because they will gag sometimes a bigger piece. They need a little help, they need some moisture, so you just give them a drink of water. Babies are able to have, I can't remember how many milliliters exactly of water per day. I'll try to look into that and put it on here. But they are allowed to have some water a day, every day. So Kelly drinks water every day. Now Kelly has some of her favorites. She loves peaches and strawberries. Don't you? What are you eating? What are you eating? Oh, you want a drink?
She saw me take
This is her cup that she loves. It's real nice because it's leak proof, but she's able to practice drinking. That good? Oh my goodness. They can have a little bit of water each day. Can I see your peach? What you eating, baby? What you eating? You got some strawberries? Hey, you got some strawberries? So yeah, have the water nearby, and then just be prepared for gagging because it will happen, and it's very nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie. Even still now, I'm like, oh, but she has never fully choked, and I'll show you that a little bit later in the video. She's never had food stuck in her throat and like, you know, no sound is coming out. And if it makes you feel better, I have been certified twice for CPR. So I have taken CPR classes in the past because, you know, I've worked with children a lot. I have children. So if that makes you feel better, do it. It's a one-day class, and then you'll feel better. If it ever comes down to, you know, having to thump them on the back, turn them over and thump them on the back, do CPR. If that gives you ease of mind, take the CPR class by all means. I would also recommend doing your research. Most of the stuff I learned was from Facebook groups. I joined, and I just reading comments and things like that, I was able to formulate a plan and how I wanted to do it. And I feel so much better now. At 9 months, she pretty much eats everything. And that's another tip. Try to have your babies eat what you eat. The whole point is they're learning how to eat. I haven't really gone into utensils yet, but there are baby utensils that you can buy for them so that they learn how to hold them. They learn how to start using them. And they learn that way, and they learn to eat the types of foods that you're eating. And this way, you're raising non-picky eaters, which is great. All moms want that, right? So Kelly pretty much eats what we eat. If we're eating lunch and we're having a sandwich, I'll cut up lunch meat into strips and shredded cheese. She loves that. Anything that we're eating for supper, I will just make sure it's the right size for her to eat. She loves vegetables. She loves meat. Honestly, I have not come across one thing that baby will not eat. So baby-led weaning is great. I can't recommend it enough. As soon as you get over that initial couple weeks where they're gagging a lot and they're trying to figure it out, you know, it's great. She eats what we eat. I don't have to bring along baby food for her. No, with the exception of those little Cheeto things, those little baby Cheetos. She really, really likes those. So I will give that. But I mean, for baby-led weaning, you can just pop anything in your bag if you're on the go, like fruit or granola bar or, you know, something like that, a yogurt, something that's really easy for them that you don't have to, you know, just buy specifically the baby food things for them. So I love it. It's a great fit for our family. That way I don't have to make extra stuff for her. I don't have to make purees. I don't have to put them in little containers. I don't have to buy the purees that are obviously laced with toxic metals. Who knew? So this way she benefits. I'm raising a non-picky eater. She is becoming quite the foodie. She really, really likes it. So if you are interested, start doing your research. Take a CPR class if that makes you feel better, and see if it's the right fit for you. Now, one thing you'll find when they start out baby-led weaning is that they will gag sometimes, and that's just them figuring this out. They have to figure out how big of a bite to take, which baby-led weaning actually helps prevent choking as they get older because they've figured out how big of a bite to take and what they can handle. And a lot of times when she has too big of a bite, she'll spit some out. In the beginning, I was so nervous because she did gag a lot. She doesn't gag nearly as much now. She will still gag sometimes, but you see her chewing it, sucking it. Oh, there's a little bit of a cough there. Yeah, you got a little bit of a cough there. Oh, right when I said it, I think she heard me. She gagged a little bit. So it can be a little disconcerting when they do that, but she has never actually choked. Gagging during baby-led weaning is completely normal. Choking is when they can make no sound and they can't breathe. She's never been to that point. She has gagged quite a bit. She's coughed it back up. But see, she worked through it and now she's still chewing. She's able to swallow that piece. So now she's going on to the next piece. The strawberries we cut lengthwise for this. Peaches she can eat whole. She does like to gum the peaches quite a bit. I actually prefer giving it to her whole. See, she just spit that piece out because it was too big. Good job, baby. So now she's going to a bigger piece. One that she can handle. Hope you enjoyed the video.